Good morning, very early morning, and not sure if you can actually see me at all, but I'm with the pit crew in the back. Morning, boys. Don't sound very enthusiastic. We're on an early morning run to go find a gearbox for the Renault 8, a replacement one that's hopefully in better condition than mine, which it should be, and that I'll hopefully keep topped up with some oil. Fingers crossed. Anyway, catch you in a bit. My name's Eddie. This is my garage, and that's my driveway that now has a broken Renault 8 on it. Yeah, I'm not sure if you've caught up with the other videos and how we're getting on. What we've done so far is, yeah, we've hopped it up, we've tuned it up, we've made some good power, really good power, really. Was that 108.5 brake, near enough 110 horsepower, in a car that's booked at 720 kgs, makes it nigh on what, 150 brake per ton now. But as you saw in the last video, it locked up on the dyno. So we've done some digging around. I can't really afford to go 5-speed at the moment, but we did manage to find a late Renault 10 1300cc gearbox. There was a bit of breakdown in comms about this. I bought the gearbox thinking it was good to go. Oh no, tell a lie. I went to see the gearbox thinking it was good to go. There was 2 of them for sale. Bit of miscomms. Yeah, and when I got there were 2 boxes that I'd consider only decent for scrap or parts. But I picked the best looking one, the one that was most complete with the most bits there. And hopefully we're going to put it back into service, even if temporarily, so that I can still enjoy the Renault 8. And then in the future it can go off for being converted to a 5-speed with the internals from the 5-speed box behind it. But yeah, I've spoken to the guru, who is Steve Swan. He's sending me some bits and bobs down, some gaskets and such, and I'm going to be pestering him with lots of questions as I just reassemble it and make sure it works. But before we can even entertain putting that in there, we need to take the old one out. Now, there are varying ways you can do this. Take the whole engine and gearbox out the back on the subframe, take the engine out and then take the gearbox out, or get it up in the air and just take the gearbox out. You can't really see it there, it's quite dark, and leave the engine sort of hanging or supported in the back. And that's the way I think I'm going to go about it. I'm just going to get underneath. Gearboxes isn't big or heavy like some of the other rear wheel drive stuff, like Nissan 200 SXs and things. So I should be able to just unbolt most of it, pull the torque tubes out, undo the bolts that hold them in, pull that out of the way, drop the gearbox on the floor, get it into the garage, and then hopefully we can actually take it apart and have a look inside and see what actually failed. Now, the gearbox failure, all on me, wholly on me. I checked and changed every fluid in there, new spark plugs, cleaned filters, whatnot, and the last job that I had to do was top up the gearbox fluid. It does leak, I just didn't realise how bad it leaked, and with all the space in the back that I've got because the fuel tank's gone, it would have been a super easy thing to do. And guess what, one thing I forgot to do before taking it to the dyno? Yeah, topping it up with gearbox fluid. So this is what I've actually drained out, and as you can see, I don't know if you can see, but that is less than half a cup of oil. So the poor little box was screaming its tits off. We were revving it higher than it's ever been. Input speed, shaft speed on that has probably never exceeded 4,500, 5,000 RPM. We were hitting 7,200 on the dyno, and it just, something nipped up. Now, once the gearbox cooled down, I was able to drive it. It feels like it's driving with the handbrake cables on, but I was able to move it. So something's gone tight inside. Some of those more in the know seem to think that the first gear's galled up on the main shaft. But we'll see. I might document taking it apart. I have no idea what goes on with these gearboxes. I absolutely hate working on gearboxes. I've never entertained it. But I'm sure we can split that one in half once we get it off. But yeah, first step is going to be getting the car high enough in the air that I can swing the gearbox out. So that's me for the next couple of hours. Right, I haven't recorded a lot of what's been going on. I've been underneath, I've disconnected the axles from the gearbox, I've disconnected the linkage or the cables and whatnot's there, and now I've got, I think, one bolt at the top in the gearbox kind of suspended mount left to do, and it should drop down once I pull it away from the engine, which needs to go forward a good 4 or 5 inches, so I might actually have to take the whole top plate off. I'm not sure how to do it. There's these 4 bolts on there currently, so I'll either undo the main bolt that holds the mount that's there, or I'll undo those 4 hopefully and drop it down. But what I'm going to do next is get the axles, the trolley jack underneath the gearbox with a block of wood, take the weight, see if I can undo the top mount, and we'll go from there. And that should, all being well, be the gearbox out. It's rarely as easy as that, but yeah, well, I'm going to record it now. Oh, here's always like the last 10% of anything that gives you the grief. That was a hard bolt to get out. It's about to go, so I'm just going to let it go. Way too old for this. Three Renault gearboxes sitting on a wall. Right, so I don't know how dirty I'm looking. That was some graft. For an old guy getting on a bit, that was some graft. But the gearbox is out, it's sat there. I've got some bits I need to transfer over from that box to this box, plus do some rebuild parts on this. But it's out. It is out. And kind of chuffed with that. It's been a long while since I did some graft on my back. Under a car anyway. But yeah, so what's next? Well, I've got to rebuild that gearbox a little bit and get everything back together and get it back in that hole, which is going to be, again, a bit of a grueler. I may have to employ the children to assist with that one. But it's out. And I've made a mess, as always. So anyone thinking about what's going on here with this jack, where I put the axle stands under the car are actually quite near the centre of gravity on it, and it was actually picking the front wheels up. You can see the front isn't fully compressed, so I put a jack underneath the back there to make it solid and secure. So I've driven the back of the car up so the front wheels are down to make it safe and sturdy to get underneath. But we're definitely onto the home straight now, I guess. I mean, I don't even know if this new second-hand gearbox is actually any good yet, so we've got to do some investigating on that. So once we do this, a new part 1 video, fixing the gearbox part 1. Absolutely battered. Hang on, I'm just going to go have a cup of coffee and a shower, and we'll revisit this in the week. What I'll do, yeah, is I'll upload this, it's probably a short video once I've finished with it, as a part 1 to the gearbox change. There are many ways to go through it. I think I said that at the start. I've opted for what seems to be now the most difficult way of doing it. But yeah, if you could like, subscribe, that'd be great. And hopefully we'll be up and driving very soon. Sooner for you than it is for me, because I've got to put the graft in, with about 150 brake per tonne, and hopefully we can get it back on the dyno with a good gearbox, with some gearbox oil in it, and finish up the mapping. See if we can gain a little bit more at all. Not sure we will. Top line's pretty much where it is, but yeah, I haven't driven this yet. I haven't driven it. I've had it on the dyno. I've taken it off the trailer after it broke. That's as far as I've driven it. Back onto the drive to rip it apart. But yeah, join me on the rest of the journey to getting it back out and driving again. Like I say, like and subscribe. That'd be great. I'll catch you in the next video.